Are you a deputy?
Yes.
Why are you driving so crazy, man?
9 investigates Florida officers
It's here. Breathe.
caught breaking laws they're sworn to protect.
So I know I messed up.
Tonight, we reveal hundreds of officers arrested for driving drunk and a system that often lets them keep their badge. Channel 9 anchor and investigative reporter Darlene Jones has been digging into this for 7 months, and she joins us now with case after case of officers getting what appears to be special treatment.
And Darlene, the hundreds of cases you investigated may not even be all of them.
And no, Martha, and here's just a portion of some of those cases. We found officers got pulled over for drunk driving, but only faced department discipline and not an arrest. Another was allowed to call a friend for a ride home. And some officers pled down to reckless driving tickets with no DUI arrest on their record.
In the middle of the night, a Rockledge police officer turns into oncoming lanes trying to avoid a traffic stop. An Orlando police officer picking up his daughter from school stumbles through a field sobriety test in broad daylight.
It's here. Breathe.
9 investigates obtained this body camera video of a traffic stop prompted by erratic driving. Watch as the driver flashes his Lake County Sheriff's Office ID.
Are you a deputy?
Yes.
Why are you driving so crazy, man?
Cases like these prompted 9 investigates to wonder just how often those sworn to keep the public safe are instead putting other drivers at risk. We filed dozens of records requests and uncovered nearly 400 Florida officers charged with DUI statewide over the last 5 years. About 50 worked for law enforcement agencies here in Central Florida.
If you got a badge and you took an oath, then there's no excuse.
Bill DeMont lost his daughter, Carrie Ann, to a drunk driver 10 years ago on the Brevard-Orange County line.
The numbness doesn't go away. There's always a trigger.
Seeing videos like this is one of them.
Why'd you park there?
A Daytona Beach police officer had already crashed his truck into a pole when officers caught up to him just last month.
I'm a cop too,
But 9 investigates found that cop wouldn't even be included in the 400 DUIs we uncovered because his criminal case is still pending along with the department's internal case. So the Florida Department of Law Enforcement Training and Standards Commission likely won't consider suspending or revoking his certification until years from now.
They are not automatically notified.
Carlos Espinosa runs internal affairs at the Kissimmee Police Department, which he proudly points out does not currently have any officers on this list. But he walks us through how these cases are handled.
It is up to the individual agencies and their internal affairs section or their department heads to make sure those notifications are sent forth.
So it's possible some may be slipping through the cracks because you're relying on a human to do the right thing.
Yes.
And 9 investigates found plenty of other ways officers could avoid being added to this list.
This deputy was arrested for driving under the influence, and ultimately that was reduced to a charge of reckless driving.
This FDLE commission can still consider whether to take the officer's badge, but only if the department notifies the commission that it was really a DUI.
So I know I messed up, but I don't want to make no excuses.
This North Florida deputy served 2 days in jail, 50 hours of community service, 6 months probation, mandatory counseling, and got his job back.
Since that time, he's been an excellent employee, no disciplines, and actually been promoted.
But 9 investigates found some officers suspected of drunk driving don't even get charged.
Do you have anybody that can come pick you up? Yep. Yep. Somebody coming? Yep.
Lake County fired this officer anyway for failure to maintain what it considers good moral character. Bill DeMont believes that's the way it should be.
You're human. You have bad days. You make some bad decisions, but you don't get to make those decisions as a law enforcement. That's just my opinion.
So you may have noticed some of the officers in those body camera videos, their faces were blurred. We want to point out Channel 9 did not make that decision. The arresting agency providing those videos to us with the officers' identities protected. Other departments chose not to do that, even though they could have done so. Greg.
Trailhand Bill, reporting live from South Florida, man. It is a beautiful Wednesday. praise God for that, man. Let me first and foremost say that I hope it is beautiful where you are. I pray that life is well for you. And if it's, one of those seasons where things are not so great, hey, I promise you, you know this because you've been there before. Keep going. The tide rises and it falls, man. Don't be overcome by difficulties, man. You got this. I'm not just trying to encourage you. I'm talking facts here. I'm a Georgia boy, guys. I'm in Florida, been here for a while now, but I'm a Georgia boy. I don't want y'all to get it confused. And yes, BS does go on in Georgia. But if anybody said Florida is one of those United States on the list for the new Sodom and Gomorrah, it would be hard for me to make an argument against that. Now, if the things going on in Florida were going on in my home state, I would say the same thing. I have to be clear there. It's not that I'm singling out Florida because I'm not originally from here. But I think people all over the damn world know Florida is just one of these places, fam. I don't know who to give the MVP to here. This gentleman who lost his precious, beautiful young daughter, his beautiful baby girl, man, that right there, man, what did it do to a human being's heart? A human being who has any real humanity and compassion in them is just unspeakable, man. That shit hurt right now. That was that man's child. I bet you the Johnnies were all over that and locked that person up who was responsible. Or this journalist and her team. And number one, I'm a little biased toward her because, damn, she was beautiful. It didn't look like she had on a lot of makeup, if any. But then that outro where she said, I want to make it clear, these motherfuckers hid their colleagues' faces. And these other people didn't. And they could have hid them too, but they chose. She was letting us know that they're on some hog feces, i.e. BS. I'm going to give it to the gentleman, even though I want to be biased toward this beautiful lady because I'm single and I didn't see if she had on a wedding ring or not. Because, number one, again, my heart just goes out to him. He has to live the rest of his life and has been living with the heartbreak of losing his child. And also because that's the edge right there that he lost his daughter, which, again, can't be measured. But he also had a statement that, sits right there with the one she made. He says, hey, man, I get it. You're human. You make mistakes. But you don't get to make those mistakes when you're a law enforcement officer, brother. If I was anywhere near your chubby ass, I'm chubby too, I would hug you, man. I promise you I would. And if I knew you as family or friend, I would kiss you right there on the cheek or the forehead, because I ain't gay, but I do have love for my brothers, man. And you just nailed that damn nail on the head. You did. Because, again, these cowards are celebrated in unwarranted ways simply for taking the job. A Johnny could sign up for the police academy and, God forbid, die that day. They're going to bring out the motorcades, et cetera, on our dime to celebrate them as if they were a hero. Could be at home beating her husband, kids, and dog. Could be at home beating his wife, kids, and dog. And everybody know about it. Don't matter. They took that job so they can pay their bills like everybody takes jobs to do. And therefore, that makes them automatic heroes. Therefore, if they get that standard when it's time to be celebrated, they have to be held to the same standard when they out here BSing. I can express to you, and I'm not even going to try to, how furious this made me, man. These journalists could not have done a better job how they pieced this together. They made every line connect and fit from beginning to end, and that's why it makes me furious. And the reason I'm saying this, I'm furious because of what could happen while these cowards are out here on our roads intoxicated as they're supposed to be oath keepers who protect and serve on and off the clock. Haven't said this in a while. They're cops 24/7. If you don't know that, try them when they're not at work. Or watch some of these videos when they're not at work. They believe this mentally, cerebrally, and they get treated like that practically. So while they're supposed to be protecting and serving, they're out here continuously putting American lives at risk. And then these journalists cap it off by bringing in a father who has to live that reality. And how do they respond as a gang-banging, corrupt organization? By large, making sure that their colleagues get to walk free. Bro, you on camera. Was that your body cam? Well, you had the audacity to ask your drunk colleague if he had somebody to come pick him up. He didn't even get charged. The internal affairs coward, and yes, I'm calling you a coward, big dog. You had the nerve to brag that you don't have any of these police officers in your department, in your agency. I guess we're supposed to act like we didn't hear how you guys cover it up when you do. I guess we're not supposed to consider that the reason you could stand before a camera so audaciously and make that claim is possibly because you have covered it up when your officers did come in drunk. Let me read y'all this, man, before I get hell out of here. Y'all saw the same thing I did, and a lot of times in the comment sections, y'all make points better than I ever considered making. Police officers are protected by Police Officers' Bill of Rights. And prior to firing a police officer, to give them any type of discipline, you have to go through an investigation that has to be criminal, followed by an administrative investigation. So they can be suspended without pay or with pay, relieved of duty, and things like that, as Spinoza said. We heard the journalists say they could push it into such a sector where it could be years before it's even considered by these people who decide whether they're going to get their certifications revoked or not, or suspended or not. I said this in the last video, the policies and the laws that they have are set up to allow them to terrorize the American public, and when they're not, they simply move the damn goalposts. This is our government. They know that this is going on. We just watched an entire investigative journalist piece about it. They write the policies so these things can happen. I've heard of Americans getting DUIs, man. They talk about how it ruins their life. They're up in Tennessee pulling people over and charging them for DUI, and they ain't even under the influence of a damn thing. They talk about the thousands and thousands of dollars it takes, the months and years it takes to get their life back in order. And yet these heroes just get to go home. 400. And that's only the ones who were listed. I am Trailhand Bill. If you don't know who these cowards are, if you don't record them anytime God speaks to your heart too, whether they're dealing with you or another American, if you don't know your rights and teach your children to know their rights and encourage your loved ones to as well. The way my heart broke hearing that man talk about his deceased baby girl, my heart breaks knowing that's true about you, because it is important for us to arm ourselves with this knowledge. It's for the benefit of us, the benefit of our loved ones, and the benefit of other vulnerable and innocent Americans. I am Trailhand Bill. I wish to God I never had to do a story like this, because it never happened. But unfortunately, this is our government, and these are their foot soldiers. And this is the war that they have declared on the American public. Enjoy your day. Thank you if you made it this far. If you liked the video, feel free to hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. If you care to go a little further than that, maybe even subscribe, hit the notification bell. Check out a few of the other videos on the channel. Either way, y'all be safe.